This is Hannibal from thehannibaltv.com, and I'm with the individual here, former WWE star that many of you have probably been wondering where he's been the last few years. I actually tried to track him down for a full career interview last year. I knew he lived in Vegas, but I couldn't find him. He is well known from his time in WWE. He was also an American Gladiators winner. Rico Constantino, how are you doing?
Fine, Hannibal. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Where have you been?
Well, for the last 3 years, I've been sick. I've been very, very sick. I had numerous conditions, blood clotting issue, vertigo issue, tinnitus, ringing in the ear, post-concussion syndrome issue. I was in bed 20 hours a day. I was on 15 prescriptions, 3 different shot therapies. Wasn't helping, and I just kind of surrendered to it and was just biding my time until good Lord took me home.
So what happened to turn things around? Because you look different, but you look very healthy.
What happens? January 4th, I got called by a friend who I hadn't spoke to in 4.5 years. He was just wanting to catch up, and I told him I was sick, and he couldn't believe it. He says, "Not you." I said, "Yes, I'm very sick." And he says, "We need to talk." And then we ended up meeting up, spent 3 days together, and he's a vegan. And he talked to me about vegan, and I watched 5 different documentaries. And by the end of the 5th one, I said, boom, I'm doing this juice thing, I'm going vegan. And on January 9th, I took before photos. And then on January 10th, I started. And I went 60 days, and all I had was juice. I juiced everything myself, about 16, 17 fruits and vegetables. 80% vegetables, 20% fruit. I ran around every day with a 1.25 gallon container, and every hour I drank 20 ounces of this juice. And no food at all. I followed the routines, as they said, and part of the Gerson therapy. You'll see that on the internet. That was very important and instrumental in my health change. And I was 272 pounds on January 10th, and then I went all the way down on March 12th to 204 pounds, lean. And I got back in the gym. I've been in the gym 7 weeks now, doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do my little calisthenics. I've got that inversion board that I've been doing now for 3 months. I don't have numbness in my fingers anymore. My spine is straightened out. My discs, I hope, are not degenerating yet. I got to go back for MRIs to see that, because I had 2 here and 2 in my back. I couldn't walk. Blood clots were in my lungs and in my legs. Just got a report yesterday saying that the ones in my legs are gone. Totally gone. They disappeared.
I may have to get this recipe from you.
Yeah, I did a day-to-day diary of this. I film myself every day, good day, bad day, and I went through the whole 60 days with it. I'm going to have my son put it together, and I'm going to get it on YouTube, and maybe me doing that and figuring out all the bumps and everything, it'll help somebody else in the world get better who's sick and stuff like that. And I just want to give back, because I got another shot at life.
And most people remember you from WWE from managing Billy and Chuck. Any thoughts on that?
Oh, that was a great time. I mean, I didn't know how to manage. I just got flown up to Ottawa on a Tuesday.
That's where we're from.
Yeah, well, that was my debut. Wow. Billy and Chuck took on the Hardy Boys, and they were going to lose, and I went in and I spin kicked, I think it was Matt Hardy, and Billy covered him. And boy, you guys in Ottawa love the Hardy Boys, because I was getting snowballed as I was leaving. I mean, you guys were throwing snowballs and everything. But I loved my time as the stylist or image consultant, and that was a great time. And then I went on to the flamboyant Rico.
What was your favorite single match from your time in WWE?
I don't know. There were so many great guys. I can't pick one out. Rey Mysterio, myself, and Mohegan Sun. I got the privilege of wrestling Ric Flair. My gosh, I wrestled everybody. Everybody had their own flavor, and I just loved being there. So I just loved working. I liked entertaining the fans, and I tried to make every match the best.
And what's the story? Were you involved in saving some people at one time on an airplane? Am I remembering that correctly?
Well, yeah. There was another show that interviewed me. It's in the encyclopedia. What had happened is that we were coming from Bangor, Maine, caught a connection in Cleveland. We were on our way to Vegas, and some guy in coach was hitting passengers. I was in first class. The stewardess came and got me and said, "We need your help in the back here. Can you help us?" And that's when they closed the curtain. I thought somebody wanted an autograph or a picture, so I was taking my time. And I went and opened the curtain, and this guy smacked somebody. And I ran after him by the butt, by the neck, to the back of the plane and head-butted him into the food cart. That's the plane that had the front, middle, and back galley. Right. It was the 2-seater, 3-seater, 2-seater. It was the big plane. And he kept going, and I kept going, and we ended up in Vegas, and he was in cuffs, and the police came and took him away. But yeah, he was smoking, he was drinking, and he was on Xanax, I found out. Yeah.
And you were also in the security industry after that, so I guess you have a background in security and martial arts.
Martial arts, yep. Bodyguarding and security. I did that. A police officer, stuntman. I played Batman at Six Flags, and I was Conan in the Conan show at the Universal. So I'm kind of like jack of all trades, master of none. I just like doing what I like to do.
Who's the most famous person you've bodyguarded that you could talk about?
Nah, I don't want to do that. But it's been some high diplomats. I've been around the world 3 times. Wow. I've met 4 different presidents of different countries. I met Itzhak Rabin before he was assassinated. So I got to work a lot with secret services in our country, in other countries, and I got to see a lot of things.
What was your biggest key to success when you won American Gladiators?
What I did is I taped the pilot season, and I did it like football. I watched all the gladiators, and I said, okay, I'm going to scout them. So I scouted who was good and who was not. And that year there was Nitro, Laser, Gemini, Titan, and Malibu. That was the 5 gladiators. Well, Titan and Malibu got fired, and they brought on 2 new gladiators. So I figured, well, their newness and my newness is going to cancel out. I got these 3. Now I know what they're good at. Nitro was good at the wrestling. Laser was good at the wall. Gemini was good at the joust. So you just trained, and then I trained in California for it.
How did you get into wrestling from there?
My gosh, I came here in 1998 after bodyguarding and stuff like that in Florida. My brother had a bail bonds business, and I came here to be general manager for his business. He was great at bail bonds, but he just didn't know how to manage people, and they were running all over him, employees. So I came here to do that, and he was wrestling for Jesse Hernandez at Empire Wrestling Federation, and he says, why don't you come with me? And here I am, 38 years old, going, well, I'll just go to have fun. So we'd work all day, drive 3.5 hours to San Bernardino, work out for 3 hours, and drive all the way back, and we do that twice a week. And Jesse took a liking to me, and I listened. I just soaked in everything he had to say. And at the end of 8 months and 12 matches, Jesse set the tape up, and then I was in the last Dory Funk Dojo, and then they signed me to a developmental.
Wow, so you were in your 40s then when you were in the WWE?
Debuted in my 40s. In fact, the Brooklyn Brawler came up to me and said, you're debuting when you're 40? I retired at 40. What's wrong with this picture? So
I think you and Dan Severin may hold the record for oldest debuts, and you're both obviously phenomenal athletes, so that's pretty cool.
Well, put me in class with Mr. Severin. Thank you. That's a good compliment.
And where can people follow you if they want to search up and maybe watch some of those videos when they're released of your medical journey?
I'm going to put it on YouTube. The title of it's going to be, I Was Sick and Tired of Being Sick and Tired. So it's not going to charge. I'm just going to send it out free, and just they can catch that. I don't do social media yet, but I think I might start just to in touch with the people. I came here yesterday at Cauliflower. I haven't been here since 4 years ago, and the welcome I got was just tremendous. So I still love the fans. I still get cards and stuff at my home address. They ask me to sign, and I sign it and send it back when I get them. Is it
going to be one long video, like movie almost, or is it going to be a series of videos?
Well, I'm still looking at that. I got to see how much footage I have, and it might be like a 2-part series, or I'm not going to draw it out, because if people need help, I want them to get this information ASAP.
Right.
So I might have to do it in 2 parts. But my son he's an excellent editor, and I'm going to see what he says.
And you mentioned you'll do autographs for the fans. I'm sure they're wondering how they could contact you. I guess that'll be on the eventual website, because I guess you don't want to give your home address out here.
Oh, no, they know it.
Yeah.
That's
They can find it.
1066 Lake Crossing Lane, number 103, Henderson, Nevada. I mean, they write me from China, Germany, all over the United States, so they know it. They get the information.
And if they want something sent back, I imagine there would be a self-addressed envelope and maybe a fee if there's an
No fee.
No fee.
No fee.
Okay.
You send the picture, whatever you want signed, because I don't have anything anymore.
Right.
I ran out of stuff a long time ago. You send me what you want signed, and I'll sign it. Just send a self-addressed envelope, and I'll mail it right back.
Well, you're one of the nice guys in wrestling. Just finally, I did an interview with Simon Dean not too long ago, and he had some positive things to say about you. Any memories of him?
Yeah, I was just leaving, and he was just coming in, and we were with Kenny Bolin, so I didn't get to interact with him a lot. But he was always polite and always showed up for work that I know of.
And finally, best self-defense tip, because obviously if you're helping save a whole plane and you've done security for so long, you must know a thing or two about self-defense.
Well, yeah, I just, watch your back. Never get comfortable with what's in front of you, because they have friends. It's always be aware of your surroundings, and that's in anything. Whether you're walking to your car, in your home, when you go close the garage, look in your side view mirror, make sure nobody slips under the door. It's just being aware of your presence and where you're at. That's it.
Excellent. Well, it's great to see you. I thought you were very talented, and
Thank you.
Hopefully I'll run into you again in the future.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.